Okay, so here's another assessment tool that also is a behavior plan. So I try to present these because, again, there's an old saying, if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. So if you do not have some way of assessing your situation and then a plan of being able to work on that, to use that assessment in some way that can get you through changing your behavior from the way it was, that it was undesirable, to the way that you want it to be, which is desirable, then if you don't make a plan, you're probably not going to reach your goal. If you don't know what you're looking for, you're probably not going to find it. So in this one here, it's a scale in which you can imagine that you have stress, and it's either a 1, which is down at your feet, it's a 3, which is up at your knees, it's a 5, which is at your waist, it's a 7 at your chest line, it's a 9, it's at your neck, and then of course it could be over your head and you're kind of done for. But you can put in a box and rate what your scale is at any point in time. We've got the time of day starting with 5 o'clock in the morning until midnight. We've got the day of the week and the month, and so you circle or mark the month, the day, track your times and which however you rate it, and then you can write the life event. What is happening at 5 o'clock in the morning, at noon, at 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, at 10 o'clock at night on those days, and then you keep these, and at the end of a week or the end of a month you take them and you analyze them and you go, well, at certain times of day I have events that happen and that they cause my stress level to go up. So I need to prepare myself to handle that escalating stress, and it's predictable because I've charted it. So what coping skills am I using to get past it? If I notice that, let's say I'm a teenager and I'm in high school and I hate math class and I think my math teacher hates me as much as I hate the class. And so I dread going in, and my stress level, my class is at 10 o'clock, my stress level starts to go up from a 3 to a 5 before I walk into class. At 9 o'clock it goes up, at 10 o'clock it's at a 9. Nothing has even had to happen yet. I just barely walked into the class and I'm already at a 9. So if I notice that and say, well, that's because I'm doing something that is very uncomfortable for me, that stresses me out, and I know I'm going to be doing it before I do it. Well, maybe what I need to do is, before that, I need to stop and go walk around the school building and listen to some music and get myself to where my stress level is back down to a 1, 2, or a 3 before I even walk into class. And that way I'm not walking in with a stress level of 9. And then maybe I need to talk with the teacher and ask for some help. And again, just try to work through it. What coping skills can I use to get through this? And maybe over time I find out that I'm not that bad at math. I just had some things I didn't understand, and once those things were taught to me, I could actually do the math. And so I needed a tutor and I needed some assistance in class, and I needed to get my stress level down, because if you're like me, and many people who I've tried to help, that you don't make your best decisions when you're stressed out at a level 9. So you need to do something to bring that stress level down so that you can handle that. And again, if you can track this through the day and see what it is that causes your stress level to go up and what coping skills do you use to help bring it back down, you can put yourself on a sensory diet where you're managing your stress. And then again, you can try to problem solve some of those situations so that they're not so stressful for you, but you move them into your comfort zone where you can manage them and handle them. And maybe keep your stress level only going between a 1 and a 3 throughout the day instead of traveling between a 7 to a 9 throughout the day. So this is a way for you to manage your life, manage your stress, and develop coping skills. And you might need some help from a counselor or a life coach or somebody to help you to do that, but this is the tool that you could use. And again, track it for at least a week. Try to track it for a month, really. Even you go, oh, well, it's December and there's Christmas and there's all these family get-togethers, and so my stress level is higher because I'm trying to buy people presents and I'm dealing with crowds and everybody seems to be more emotional than normal, and again, I can't handle all of the family dynamics and stuff going on. And it's like, okay, so if I know that about Christmas time, then what can I do to put some coping skills in place? maybe I need to talk with my parents about a exit plan. Can we go over to grandma's where all the uncles and aunts and cousins and everybody is at, but can I go for like 1 hour instead of having to stay for 5 hours? Because at the end of 5 hours, at the end of 1 hour, my stress level has gone from being in the 1 to 3 range to being in the 5 to 7 range. And if I stay there more than an hour, I'm in the range of 7 to 9. And so can we make an exit plan for me that either I'll drive home, somebody drive me home, I can go to a friend's house and spend the rest of the day with my friend who is in recovery, and maybe all my relatives are drinking. You know, the adults are all getting drunk and the cousins are all out smoking pot, and you know, again, those are my choices, and it's like I need to get away from that. I'm trying not to do those things. Can I get an exit plan and only stay for a little while so that I'm being respectful to say hi to grandma and grandpa and everybody else, and then I can get out of there and take care of myself? You can do things like that if you know that what triggers you, what coping skills do you need. Things like exit plans and stuff like that can help you, but not if you're just randomly going through life and allowing whatever happens to happen.